Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Dynamic Duo Cosplay, the channel where we make those cool cosplays on a budget. So today we're going to be finishing up the arms of our Red Hood costume, mainly the gauntlets and then also the shoulder pads. Let's get to it.
What we're going to go ahead and do is start tracing out another template from Seeing Prod, link in the description. This time I used the gauntlets from his R. Keaton build. So as always, we're going to trace them onto the 2mm craft foam and start cutting them out with our X-Acto knife. Make sure you mark which ones are the left arm and the right arm just so that you don't get them confused. I've done that multiple times and it's not fun. So you're going to start putting your contact cement on there. Make sure you let it dry for a few minutes so it gets tacky, and then you'll be able to stick them together. You can use the floor to make sure you get a perfect seam on there and there's no gaps in there. I was going to use a zipper to close it up, but I ended up switching over to velcro. The velcro I got over at our craft store, and it was like about $5 for a pack of it. This is where I was getting a little frustrated with the zipper there, so I decided to cut off a few pieces of velcro and make sure it's stuck on there with the contact cement. Up next, we're actually cutting out the blades of the gauntlet itself. So we're going to cut them out on our 5mm craft foam. And then we're going to cut out the top part out of 2mm craft foam, just to add a little bit more thickness and then a little bit more space where we could burn with the wood burner. So right here we're just putting contact cement to make sure that we differentiate the blades from the actual gauntlet itself. They kind of look like little fish for some reason, or at least I think so. I went ahead and drew in some lines here where we're going to be using the wood burner to cut those in. And right here I'm going to be cutting out the main part of the gauntlet. It's going to be the part that looks a little bit more blocky. But here we're cutting out one of the little accents on it. It's going to be a little oval shape that you could cut out, and then we're going to draw lines on it with the wood burner. So right here I'm going to cut in the lines that we're going to use the wood burner for, and that's going to give us a little crease on there, that way we don't have to cut straight through the gauntlet, as well as lines that we drew on the blades and the accent piece. Let the contact cement dry for a little bit while we put contact cement on the blades. And this is where we're going to get our heat gun to start bending those creases in. Now stick the blades on there, and you should let it dry for a little bit. Right here we're cutting out the last part, which is going to be like the wrist supports of it. They're going to be glued right in front of the gauntlet where there's going to be a little bit of space. Once again, we're going to add lines in with the wood burner, that way there's a little bit of crease in there. Right here we're adding a little bit of contact cement, that way we could glue it to the red foam that we cut out earlier. And make sure you let that dry, that way it's not pulling off of the foam itself. And I forgot to put part of the film in, so that's why we skipped straight to the shoulders. We're going to go ahead and start tracing the shoulder pieces on there. Make sure once again to put which ones are going to be the right arm and the left arm. The shoulders are quite easy, I mean you just mirror them on each one. This is going to be a little accent piece that goes on the bottom. Alright, right here I'm adding a little bit of groove with the wood burner. That way we can have a little bit of a crease in there. Right here, as you see, I kind of burned some of the foam with the wood burner, but that's okay. We're going to put some contact cement and start gluing them on anyways.
Alright guys, so as you see, we finished up that gauntlet and also the shoulder pad. I just can't wear it because I'm not going to put it on this jacket yet. But all that's left to do now is to seal this and paint it up. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode where I show you how to make the shin guards as well as like the knee pads and the boot covers. As always, keep it nerdy.